Hello and welcome to the Vaults of Terror. My name is Ed and today we're going to be continuing with our Chaos Gods videos with a quick look at Tzeentch. The Chaos God of Change, Tzeentch is known for being the god of sorcery and warp magic, along with mutation and pervasive scheming. The act of transition of one thing becoming another is Tzeentch's realm, and where their influence touches, change will come both rapidly and violently. His chief interests in the material realm are those of history, destiny, intrigue, and the plots inexpertly woven by mortal minds. Listening to the hopes and dreams of these mortals and perverting them either to succeed or fail in pursuit of some grand, unknowable, and infinitely complex scheme created by Tzeentch at the dawn of their birth, and continually running to some unknown conclusion. Tzeentch has a multitude of names, but some of the most prominent are the Changer of the Ways, the Master of Fortune, the Great Conspirator, and the Architect of Fate, with his holy number being 9. Tzeentch's origin lies in the desire for change that is the key element of almost all mortal life. Almost every species develops the concept of a better tomorrow, for themselves and their kin, through their dreams, schemes and imaginations. All of these wishes eventually gave birth to and empower Tzeentch, first appearing in the galactic record sometime around the human Middle Ages. As time wears on, he gains more and more power as the web of complex machinations throughout the galaxy is woven ever tighter. The pervasiveness and volatility of humanity's desire for change means Tzeentch is keenly interested in humanity's path, although what road his schemes have set them on and will lead them to is unknown. In the end, it is the spark of desire for a better future that may burn the galaxy to a cinder, and this may be the ultimate change that Tzeentch truly desires from the material plane. Magic, as warp power is sometimes referred to, is an essential expression of change in the material universe, using powers to alter reality and manipulate its essence. Because of this, Tzeentch is also considered the greatest magician of the warp, with many wishing to practice magic being drawn to him, whilst his followers gain sorcerous powers from worshipping the Changer of the Ways. Many of Tzeentch's demons could be considered amorphous creatures of magic rather than having some set physical form. It is also Tzeentch's nature to notice plots and schemes in the mortal realm. Knowing all of these from their inception, Tzeentch is granted a measure of precognition, being able to see the future or the potential futures based on the plans of mortals, even in the darkest recesses of their minds. If these plans will disrupt his own, Tzeentch may deal directly with these mortals in question using his minions or followers, or he may manipulate events so that the plan fails naturally without any party being aware of his involvement at all. These all thread together into an insanely complex weave, which to some can seem contradictory, with one scheme toppling another that destroyed another, but to the Changer of the Ways it is all part of a massive master plan. Despite his grand designs, Tzeentch takes as much care in altering one individual's fate as he does in conspiring to topple whole species, with an attention to detail that would shock even the most venal administratum adept or tech priest. Tzeentch's appearance is as amorphous as his plans. He appears humanoid, with a skin that constantly shifts and rolls with many faces, leering or staring with mockery in their eyes, appearing and disappearing in an insane fusion. As Tzeentch speaks, these faces mirror his words in an insane choir, all speaking in different inclinations, words, tones and accents, making it feel as if thousands of beings are speaking rather than one. Some of these faces offer commentary on Tzeentch's words, all giving a different analysis, making it nearly impossible to discern the true meaning of whatever Tzeentch says. His head is low, almost as if he has no neck, and has massive horns protruding from his shoulders. Raw magic energy cloaks him like a thick mist, with the faces and bodies of those whose fate he is constantly consuming appearing and disappearing around him in a complex weave. Tzeentch's greatest nemesis is Nurgle, whose purview is that of despair and accepting fate rather than change, and their followers clash regularly behind the veneer of 1,000 civilizations, both great and small. Tzeentch's followers could be said to be some of the most dangerous as individuals, as they usually have access to the powerful warp magics that Tzeentch provides. Many of his followers are politicians, intellectuals, philosophers, scientists, physicians, and even artists, all of whom seeking to alter reality for their own ends or for others, in both major and subtle ways. Especially vulnerable are those who research forbidden or taboo subjects, often finding the insidious words of Tzeentch hidden inside these prescribed works. Oftentimes he will manipulate these people to fail, frustrating them and making them reach out to his forbidden teachings as a way to entrap them and turn them to his worship. Some seekers deliberately seek Tzeentch as an easy access to knowledge, but the Lord of Fate is fickle, and can withhold information from them until they are truly and eternally damned into his service, and then the knowledge they sought becomes trivial to their new existence. Tzeentch's most manipulative and powerful followers are his demons, many of whom are innately magical and forever bending or perverting reality with their presence, usually wreathed in multicoloured fire or mist. His greater demons are the Lords of Change, gigantic avian bipeds usually wielding a magic staff or book, dressed in robes and wearing golden headdresses. They have a vast intellect and access to the greatest of all sorcerer's powers in Tzeentch's arsenal, although their raw physical power is less than that of other greater demons. The next in power are Tzeentch's horrors. These are an ever-twisting and changing mass of flesh and limbs, with many eyes and orifices appearing across their bodies, gibbering insanely as they rend their way across the battlefield. They often have horns and fleshy tendrils that crown their ugly, ever-changing features. Next to the horrors are the flamers, a mass of interwoven floating tendrils, or even one singular tendril with 2 limbs, a multitude of eyes, and many fanged maws that spew masses of many-coloured flames across the battlefield. There are also the Screamers, some of the lesser demons of Tzeentch. They have the appearance of large manta rays and fly across the battlefield in small flocks, diving on foes and cutting them apart with razor-sharp claws and fangs before returning to the air to find their next prey. As mounts, powerful followers of Tzeentch are gifted a Disc of Tzeentch, a meld of metal, magic and demon in the form of a thick disc that floats across the battlefield, rumoured to be Screamers bound in its metal construct. Tzeentch rarely uses the part machine, part demonic demon engines, but when needed he can summon his own to the battlefield, some of which are known as the Silver Tower of Tzeentch, the Doomwing and the Burning Chariot. Like many of his fellow gods, Tzeentch has mortal followers to perform tasks in the material realm. Many of Tzeentch's followers are covert rather than the overt cults that Khorne or Nurgle tend to use, but during the Horus Heresy he did manage to lure some of the Marines to his worship through the manipulation of the Primarch Magnus and the Thousand Sons. Their forces are on screen now. There are also individuals who serve Tzeentch well enough to be recognised amongst his demons and mortal champions. Some of the most renowned are Magnus the Red, the former Primarch and Demon Prince, the Lord of Change, Carius Fateweaver, the Blue Scribes, who are renowned horrors of Tzeentch, along with Azek Ahriman, the former Chief Librarian of the Thousand Sons and one of the most powerful sorcerers in the material realm. Finally, I wish to speak about Tzeentch's realm in the Warp, known as the Maze of Tzeentch. This is a maze woven from the raw material of the Warp, and it is a bizarre and incomprehensible construction. Its crystalline structure forces a visitor's perception into 9 separate dimensions rather than the standard 3, distorting the sense of the intruder and also unravelling their purpose in the realm, turning them to insanity and despair as their identity is lost amongst the insane twists and turns of the maze. Other than this power, the maze is undefended, allowing intruders to become lost, forever wandering in this near-infinite realm. There are hidden paths, of course, that are open to the followers of Tzeentch, allowing them to thread their way through the maze, and also are linked to the realms of the other gods, allowing infiltration if needed. The maze is in constant motion to reflect the ever-changing nature of Tzeentch himself, and the laws of physics break apart in its depths, meaning pure mortals intruding into this realm are truly doomed, once they enter, unable to function in such strange places. Even demons are bewitched or bemused by these labyrinths, with only the Lords of Change able to navigate to the hidden library at its centre, a place of near-infinite knowledge where Tzeentch spends eternity plotting. So that's everything I wanted to mention in relation to Tzeentch today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. If you have a comment, please leave it in the comment section or send me a personal message. Otherwise, I hope you've enjoyed today, and I will see you next time on the Vaults of Terra.